Have you ever noticed something strange? The loudest person in the room is often the one who's done the least. We've all seen it. Sometimes, we are it. How many times have you told someone about a big plan, a business idea, a fitness goal, a creative dream, felt that rush of excitement, and then, quietly never followed through? There's an uncomfortable truth about dreams. The more we talk about them, the less we work on them. Without realizing it, most of us fall into this trap. We share our plans with the world. We hear encouragement. We get applause. And somewhere deep inside, a voice whispers, "I'm already on my way. I'm already impressive. I've already done something." But nothing has actually begun. The praise we receive for our intentions steals the hunger we need for action. This is the story of a boy who learned that lesson the hard way. And if you stay until the end, you might discover the one habit that's been quietly holding you back. About 20 years ago, in a dusty rural village, there lived a young boy. He was the son of a poor farmer. His days were expected to be spent in fields, planting, harvesting, repeating the same life his father had lived. But his heart was somewhere else. He loved wood. He loved the smell of fresh sawdust, the smoothness of a finished surface, the way a rough, splintered log could slowly become something beautiful. More than anything, he wanted to become a carpenter. One morning, the boy walked to the village tea stall, the place where men gathered every day to talk, argue, and pass the time. He stood a little taller than usual and announced, "I'm going to become the greatest carpenter this village has ever seen. I'll build furniture so fine that people from big cities will come just to buy from me." The men smiled. Some nodded approvingly. A few clapped. The tea seller laughed and said, "That's the spirit. Your father must be proud." The boy felt 10 feet tall as he walked home that evening. But the next morning, when he picked up his father's old chisel, something felt different. The excitement was gone. The praise from the tea stall still echoed in his mind, warm, comforting, sweet, and because of it, his body felt lazy. "I'll start tomorrow," he told himself. Tomorrow became next week. Next week became next month. One day, a traveling merchant passed through the village, carrying a beautifully carved wooden chest. The boy's heart caught fire again. He ran back to the tea stall and announced, "I decided I'll learn to carve chests like that. I'll sell them at the annual fair." Once again, the men praised him. Once again, they admired his ambition. And once again, the praise was enough. The boy never carved a single chest. This pattern repeated itself over and over. Every few weeks, a new dream. Every few weeks, a public announcement. Every few weeks, applause. And every time, empty hands. One quiet afternoon, while wandering near the edge of the village, the boy noticed an old man sitting under a large tree. He was a retired carpenter, once known for building doors and window frames for the finest homes in the region. Now, he lived alone, spoke little, worked quietly in a small workshop behind his house. The boy sat beside him and let out a heavy sigh. "Sir," he said, "I want to build things with wood. I think about it every day, but somehow, I never finish anything. I don't even start." The old man studied him for a long moment. Then he asked, "When you get a new idea, what's the first thing you do?" "I tell people," the boy said. "I want them to know. I want them to believe in me." The old man reached into the dirt and picked up a small seed. "If I plant this quietly in the soil and water it," he asked, "what will happen?" "It will grow," the boy replied. "And if I place it on this rock," the old man continued, "and tell everyone who walks by how great this seed will become." The boy paused. "Nothing," he said softly. The old man nodded. "Your dreams are the same. Every time you announce them, you place them on a rock. The praise feels like sunlight, but it burns the seed before it can take root. Your heart receives the reward before your hands do the work." The truth hit the boy like a sudden storm. The old man stood up and opened the door to his workshop. "Come," he said. "No talking, just work." From that day on, the boy visited the workshop every evening. He told no one, not his friends, not his father, not the men at the tea stall. The first week, the old man only allowed him to sand wood, nothing else. The boy's hands blistered. His back ached. There was no audience, no applause, so he simply endured. The second week, he learned to measure and cut. He made mistakes, wasted wood. The old man never scolded him, only showed him again. Weeks turned into months. The boy learned joints, carvings, and finishes. He worked in silence. No praise, no validation. And strangely, the silence made him stronger. Without the pressure of expectations, he was free to fail, free to learn, free to keep going. After 5 months, the boy built his first chair. It was simple, a little uneven, but strong. He sat on it and felt something new rise in his chest. Not the hollow pride of announcing a dream, but the quiet pride that comes from real effort. He placed the chair on his porch. A neighbor stopped and stared. "Where did you get that?" "I made it," the boy said. Word spread on its own. No announcement required. Within 2 years, the boy had his own workshop. Customers came from nearby towns. He never once stood at the tea stall again. He let his work speak. And that's the lesson. Stop telling the world what you're going to do. Start showing it quietly. Let your dreams grow underground, because the work you do in silence will always be louder than the plans you announce.